San Antonio was looking for a soldier, but Dennis Rodman was never meant to take orders. When the trade to Chicago happened, one question haunted the entire league: would Dennis complete the Bulls' dynasty, or would he burn it to the ground, just like he did in San Antonio? The NBA wasn't ready for what was about to happen. The fuse was lit. This is the story of Dennis Rodman. Chicago Bulls were an unstoppable train. 72 wins in the regular season, a record that felt like a myth. Chicago wasn't San Antonio. The Bulls' culture was closer to the grit of the bad boys than the discipline of the Spurs. And then there was the coaching. In San Antonio, Greg Popovich demanded order. But in Chicago, Phil Jackson understood the zen of chaos. When Dennis would get ejected or headbutt a ref, Phil didn't scream. He smiled from the bench. He knew that to get the rebounding monster, you had to accept the man as he was. It worked instantly. From the first game, Rodman dominated the boards, showing a level of hustle that no one in the league could match. The 1996 finals against the Seattle Supersonics were a masterclass in psychological warfare. Every time the Sonics tried to find an offensive rhythm, they ran into a wall named Dennis Rodman. He was everywhere, ruining their plays, diving for loose balls, and systematically dismantling their game plan. Dennis Rodman, championship number 1. In the '97 finals against Utah, the intensity never dropped. The Bulls simply suffocated the Jazz. While Michael Jordan was doing what only he could do, clinching another title for Chicago, Rodman was the chaotic glue that made it all work. Dennis Rodman, championship number 2. The media couldn't get enough of him. They created the Rodman File, half serious, half joking, just to have something to talk about every night. Dennis wasn't just a showman, he was a master of his craft, reaching the legendary milestone of 10,000 career rebounds. He was a global icon, fully building his persona and making money from Hollywood movies and best-selling books. He was the bad boy everyone loved to watch. By 1998, the Bulls were satisfied. They had won it all, multiple times. They were champions, but they wanted one more performance, one last dance to prove their absolute superiority. One final season to show the world that whenever they wanted, they could win. But even in the middle of a championship run, Dennis was Dennis. He needed to escape, and Phil Jackson was the only coach on the planet who would allow it. Rodman took a 48-hour pass to Las Vegas, but when the 48 hours were up, the worm was nowhere to be found. He wasn't coming back. In the end, Michael Jordan himself had to go and drag him out of bed to get him back on the court. Of course, the Bulls weren't going to lose. Not with a team that the whole planet now knew and loved. Dennis Rodman remains the ultimate legend of the role player. The man who gave energy to his team and made the hustle plays that set the crowd on fire. He proved you don't have to be the leading scorer to be a champion, you just have to be willing to dive harder than anyone else. The dynasty is over, but the legend of the worm is forever. Thanks for watching.